Increase your focus. Awesome. You can definitely do that. Burnout recovery, reset and cultivate a healthy nervous system. Woohoo! Learn how to control your nervous system. Awesome. It's going to be fun then. Yay. All right. So whoever is coming can come at their own time. We have so many people also that are listening, going to be watching the replay as people are at work, and yay. So happy New Year, first of all. That is super exciting. Let's see, I'm just choosing. Oh yeah, perfect. I can see you all now. All right. So some of you that are listening, we actually had a lot of interest in this workshop masterclass. I had over 80 people registered, which is amazing. So like I said, I know a ton of you are going to be watching it on the replay. So for those of you who don't know me, most of you do. If this is your first time meeting me, hello, welcome to my world. My name is Dr. Amanda Chan. This is my 17th year as a chiropractor and working with the nervous system. And I don't do regular chiropractic. I use a very light touch and gentle approach. And we work through the body on the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual aspect of a person. Along with being a chiropractor for 17 years, I've also done my yoga teacher training, breathwork facilitation training, all the things so that I can really understand the nervous system and how it unfolds and how it gets wired and rewired. So I can't think of a better way than to start off the new year with rewiring the nervous system. Yay! All right, so we're just entered 2024, and it's actually interesting. There's different calendars that have been reset. In the world of Chinese metaphysics, they say we're heading into a place called period 9 energy. And it's the first year that we just finished a 20-year cycle. So in Chinese metaphysics, they go by 20-year cycles of energy. And this year marks the first year of period 9. And what happens when you're going through changes of energy in the world? A lot of different things come up, right? New systems get created, old systems that are no longer working, they crumble. And so there's a lot of turmoil as things start to leave and then new things start to reform. And the question is your nervous system adaptable enough to deal with the change? Because for most of us, change represents something that is difficult, right? Or it's something new, or it's something, and not everybody likes newness, right? A lot of us, it's unknown. Change can be unknown, and that can be scary. So in this process with the nervous system, we're not looking to get rid of fear. Okay, we're not looking to say, okay, you're never going to be fearful again. That's not the idea, right? Because if you're here to say, we're going to wait till all the fear is gone before we do something, that is not going to happen. We're not here to get rid of limiting beliefs either. There are a lot of people that tell you that you have to eradicate all your limiting beliefs before you can move on. That's not true, okay? We are going to reframe limiting beliefs, but they don't have to leave, okay? Because we don't want to kick out a part of who we are. We're going to learn to regulate the nervous system so that you can walk with your fear, walk with your beliefs, right? It's not a kicking out of, it's not a ignoring, it's walk with, okay? And so we're going to start with setting the tone for this. This is a 3-day masterclass. So we get to be here, yay, for 3 whole days. So much fun. I want us all just to take a deep collective breath in and let it all out. We're going to do 3 of these. Deep breath in. You can sigh it out. You can make a noise, let it out. And then one last time, deep breath in. And all the way out. So the nervous system work happens in your body. So we're going to be doing a lot of exercises where we connect to our body, right? Makes sense. And connect to the present moment within our body. Okay. I know we've got a lot of things going on right now in life, and sometimes we can't fully listen to this. So if you are listening on the replay, or you're trying to do a few things at the same time, or you've got things in the background, do come back in again and listen to it. Because you can even listen to it on like 1.5 times the speed later. But like each time you listen to it, you're going to find something new. You're going to calibrate to a new part of the presentation, okay, or to the work. So every time we enter a container, and so now we're in this 3-day nervous system reset container together, we calibrate our nervous system to a new frequency, right? We're calibrating to resetting. And so you're in the energy of being able to reset. So why not take advantage of the energy that's here, right? We have a collective group of 80 individuals who are going to be doing this at the exact same time. It's a lot more powerful than you as a single person. And it's okay if you're doing it as a single person, but right now we're doing it as a group. And so the energy is even more available. Okay, so there's going to be parts of this conversation where you see yourself fully. You're like, oh my gosh, she just said exactly how I'm feeling, how I'm thinking, what's happening in my life. Awesome. If it resonates with you, then that is where you are. That is the frequency with which you are in, right? This is a match. You are a match for what you're hearing. Other parts of what I say, because this is 3 days, I'm going to say a lot of things, right? You're going to feel neutral about it, or your mind might start to wander, or you're like, oh, I heard that before. That's all right, because somebody else is going to be a match for that, right? And then finally, there are going to be things that I say that may trigger you. And this is the best part. When you feel a trigger, it's an invitation to lean into it. It means that there's wisdom there, something that your body is trying to tell you. So if you start feeling emotions of like anger, frustration, like I completely disagree, I can't believe she just said that, lean into that and get the wisdom from there. So I just want you to close your eyes and just ask yourself, why are you here? Why are you in this 3-day nervous system reset class with me? What originally made you say yes to this? Was it something, what called you or pulled you or drew you into this experience? And any answer will do, in terms of, could be a curiosity. You might want to decrease stress. You want to learn more about your nervous system. You want to recover from burnout. You want to increase your focus. Okay? Because there is wisdom in your answer. Knowing the answer to this brings wisdom. And there is wisdom in knowing why you showed up. Because you're showing up for you. You're not showing up for me. You're showing up. Well, you might show up for me, and that's wonderful. But you're here for you, for your nervous system, for your body, for your self. And then in extension, as you change yourself, your family, the people around you, your community, and for the world. So why are you showing up? It's important to know. And if you don't know the answer to this, your mind could go blank. That's okay. This is your homework before the next class, is to figure out why you are here, why you show up for yourself. And this clarity that you have, like whether you showed up for focus, whether you showed up for burnout, to recover from recovery, whether you're showing up for healing, allow this clarity to take you through the next 3 days. So, because your day is going to get busy, things are going to come up. You might not feel like coming tomorrow or the next day, and you don't have to make it live. Remember, I'm recording this all, but remember why you are showing up for yourself, why you came in the first place. And ask yourself, what would be possible for me if I committed to being here, either live or on the replay, for the entire duration of this, right? And also, this isn't a playing full out and using all your energy. That's not nervous system resetting, okay? But it is playing full out while also honoring your energy, okay? So it is also okay to honor your energy and wake up and said, okay, I am committed to being here, except today I can't be. I can only lie in bed, or I can only have enough energy to watch the replay, or I can only show up for a little bit of it. All right? Because you can have the replay for a couple weeks after. So it is committing to showing up and playing full out. Also, the other pieces while honoring your energy. Right? That's the nervous system reset. A lot of people say, come on, play full out, go give it everything you got. And then it leads to further burnout. We also have to have the feminine energetics, not masculine. We're not talking male, female, but the feminine energy of honoring, feminine energetics of honoring your energy. Okay. So also, as a fun surprise and bonus, for people who show up either live or on the replay, I'm going to be just sending out a little, after the 3 days, I'll send up a little survey or a little evaluation that you can evaluate yourself on. And all those people who respond, you're going to be entered in a draw. Okay? So to incentivize it even more, and you're going to win something super fun and super special. Not only do you get to show up for yourself, to play full out, to honor your energy, to step into the next version of who you can be, you also get a prize if you do it. Yay! So please do your best. Okay? Because when you choose to step into the energy of I am fully here for myself and I am here to play full out, I'm here to tap into the next level of my potential, then it creates another level of energy boost, right? And let this space here, let it be this container, and we're creating safety here. So there's no room for shame, guilt, fear, all that stuff can go out the window, all right? In this safe space, can I be the version of myself that I want to be? And then the work will be to bring that out into the real world, out into the, well, we are in the real world, but into the bigger world, into the macrocosm of the microcosm. But this is a little tiny space, right? It can show you how you do some things. Like, let's say you are super excited, you come here on the first day, and then you don't do anything the rest of the days. And that's okay. It's just where else does that show up in your life, right? Do you commit to saying, I'm going to the gym, I'm going to be there. You know, you started off going at the gym, February, you've already stopped, right? How about eating a diet, having a diet? You're like, yes, I'm going to eat well. No. You start off that way. And then a few weeks later, you're like, cookies, chips, right? Who you are in this little container can reveal to you other aspects of who you are in the bigger world, in the bigger container. So use these few days this week to see yourself even better. All right. So I've actually developed a full method, a 4-step method for resetting the nervous system. And this is what we're going to go through over the next 3 days. And I'll tell you more about it in a second. But before we get to there, I want to start talking about your nervous system. So before we get to resetting, rewiring, all the different things, let's talk about the actual nervous system, right? So, it comprises of the brain, the nerves, and then the brain's in your head. Well, your brains, whatever. Nervous system was started to develop in utero, right? When you were in your mother's belly. This means that for your nervous system, at the beginning, was tuned into the environment within your mother, the first little while, of course, first 9 months of it, right? And so if let's say your mother's pregnancy, she was in a state of high stress, then she would release a lot of cortisol, adrenaline, right? Those hormones into your body, which means your nervous system would have grown up bathed in those hormones, okay? And so it might tell you what it is that you started out as, okay? In utero, we develop ears, right? So that we can hear noises that are close to our mom. You might hear shouting and yelling, right? And that is so that your nervous system starts to calibrate to the environment that you're going to come out in. And on a side note, if you are at the end of your pregnancy and you want to induce labor, one way is to go to a place where there's lots of kids having fun. So like throw a party or like a birthday party, or go to a park. A lot of kids that are having fun, the baby inside can actually hear that and it wants to come out. So you can actually induce labor because it wants to come out and join in the fun, right? So it can hear it, it can feel it, it senses the frequency of fun and it wants to join along. Okay, so that's just one part of it. And when we come out as babies, we learn to regulate ourselves and our emotions by experiencing other people's regulated nervous system as a child. Okay, so let's say ideally you are in relationships as a baby with people who are generally calm. And if they're not calm, they're able to bring themselves back to baseline, because you can't be calm all the time, right? Everyone gets angry, gets stressed, whatever. It is how you're able to bring yourself back down. So as babies, our nervous system starts to form in relation to how quickly, calmly, easily, and consistently our parents responded to our distress. And that's how we build our nervous system and our resilience. Every time we get soothed, we're crying and we want to see our parents, we get soothed, then it starts to build a connection in our nervous system, and it starts to teach us how to regulate as well. And sometimes this doesn't happen, right? Sometimes we have a crappy childhood. Maybe your parents didn't receive enough soothing themselves as children. And so maybe they were operating in a high stress or heightened state when they were caring for you. Maybe life for them was really difficult and hard for them to cope with. Okay. And it doesn't have to just be your parents, it could be your caregivers. And maybe they couldn't manage their emotions. Right. So you might have grown up with a dysregulated nervous system. That happens. Right. However, that does mean that if you grew up with a dysregulated nervous system and you haven't done anything to change that, you probably live in a state of a dysregulated nervous system now, right? So some of the signs of this is that it might be difficult for you to slow down, right? Maybe your to-do lists take over. Maybe life moves really fast, right? Until burnout happens. Maybe stress is hard to cope with. Maybe emotions are difficult to recover from. Right? Maybe relationships become reactive for you rather than connection. Maybe you look to outside sources like food, alcohol, drugs to help you feel better or to calm yourself. Right? It's okay. We just want to know where we are right now. Right? So there's good news. Even if you had the crappiest, worst upbringing, the good news is that the nervous system is neuroplastic. And what does that mean? That means you have the ability to change it. You can rewire it. You can learn new things. So it's adaptable. You have the ability to change. Okay, so you may have had a bad childhood. You may have had bad trauma happen to you. You may have had experiences happen to you or for you. And you can rewire that at any time. So that's the wonderful thing. Okay, so how do you begin to regulate the nervous system? This is what we're going to be doing over the next 3 days. I've developed this method. I call it the C.A.R.E method because it's so caring. I called it a C.A.R.E method, and it's going to help us delve into what's happening, how your nervous system was programmed, how it is programmed now, and then how to go about resetting and rewiring it. Okay. I do have to add a disclaimer that I am a licensed chiropractor, but I'm not a licensed psychologist. So if in the process of doing this work, something comes up, you remember trauma that's too much for you, and you need to talk to a licensed psychologist or seek professional help, please do so. All right. So the C.A.R.E method is an acronym. So C.A.R.E is an acronym for C, which is connection, A, which is acknowledgement, R, which is reframe, and then E, which is expansion. And so today we're going to be talking about connection, then with our body, and then the next tomorrow or Wednesday. So the next class is on Wednesday. We're going to be doing A, R, and E. And then the final day, this is so fun. The final day on Thursday, we are doing a full-on embodiment moving practice. And you don't have to move if you don't want to. So this is designed to be for everybody. So you can do it from a seated position. This is going to, I'll tell you more about it on Thursday. But there's going to be music involved and dance if you want. But you don't have to get up and dance. All right. Like if you can't, if you're lying in bed and you can't get out of bed, that's okay. You can move your body from there. All right. It's designed for anyone to be able to participate. But that is something to look forward to on the last day. All right. So C in the C.A.R.E method, connection, connecting with our body. All right. So I want you to think of the last time, or even now, that you had some discomfort in your body, discomfort, pain, sensations, whatever in your body. Okay. And if you were busy at the time, or like most people, what happened? You probably tried to ignore it. Most people won't stop what they're doing, depending on the intensity of it. But let's say we're talking mild discomfort. Right? They won't stop what they're doing, talk to their discomfort, find out what it's trying to say to you. No, they're mostly going, oh, okay, there's a twinge there or something's there. They probably ignored it and hoped that it would go away, right? And we do this so that we can continue our daily lives, right? If you're trying to pick up the kids from school or whatever and you have some discomfort, you're going to go pick up the kids from school. You're not going to stop and have a chat with your body. Some of you, right? But a lot of the times we ignore something, we hope it'll go away, we try and numb it, and then maybe even try and cut it out. But guess what? That sensation, that discomfort, it's actually supposed to be there. It's the thing that's supposed to be there because it's here to interrupt your life. And why? Why would pain want to come and interrupt your life? Right? So that you can make a change. Right? Something that you're doing currently in your life is not in alignment. Something in the way that you're being in your life is not in alignment with who you are or who you want to be. And the way that your body talks to you is through these sensations. The sensations in your body are showing up to give you a message. And if you don't connect, which is the letter C of the C.A.R.E method, to it, you resist it and you push it away or cut it out or whatever it is that you try and do, right? When we ignore the pain, when we ignore the sensation, when we ignore our body and what it's trying to tell us, we resist life. We create a resistance to life because the pain is supposed to be there and we're resisting it. So in the resistance of feeling that sensation, feeling the pain, whatever the sensation, in resisting it, we block receiving of the message. Right? So your pain has a message for you and you're trying to tell it to go away. You're trying to ignore it. You're trying to say, I don't want to hear about this. Then you're blocking receiving that message. How can you receive it when you're telling it to go away? Right? If you have a letter, if a post person, man, woman, person has a letter to deliver and they can't deliver it to you because you won't open the door or you won't go get your mail, then you're blocking receiving of the message, right? And so when you want to ignore your pain, you create at the same time a block for the receptivity. And this doesn't have to be physical pain either, right? Let's say I don't want to look at my finances. I want to ignore my finances. If I resist my finances, I create a block of receptivity in my finances because I don't want to look at them. If I want to ignore a part of my relationships, that is too painful, I also create a resistance or a block in receiving what I desire from my relationship. Okay? So in ignoring, you create the block for receiving what it is that you desire. Fun, eh? And what you resist persists. So let's take that example of the mailman trying to deliver the letter. If they have to deliver the letter, let's say it's registered to you, so they have to deliver it to your door and you won't open the door and you keep resisting it, what's the post person supposed to do? They're going to keep knocking louder and louder and louder at your door, and finally you're going to get so annoyed that you open the door and you receive your message. All right. And so what happens to your pain? At first, it's just a twinge. And then you get up and you're like, oh, I can't even move. And then you're like, I can't even get out of bed because it hurts so much. Right? You ignored it, so it persisted. And it's trying to get your attention. So your body houses your nervous system. And so in order to tap in, we have to be present with our body. We have to be present in our body. And that's the only way to reset the nervous system, is to be present in the body. There is a presence within the present moment. Right? There is creation and co-creation and manifestation happening in the present moment. And if you are somewhere else, if you're in your mind, if you're in the future, if you're in the past, then you're not right now. And change can't occur because this happens right now. So we're going to be going into an embodiment practice. So we're going to be putting our hands on our body. That's another way of saying it. Right? Let's go. So this is an embodiment exercise for connection, for connecting with a part of ourselves in our body. All right? So I want you to get in a comfortable position. Could be seated, it could be lying down, whatever it is that you desire, whatever feels good for you. Okay. And we're going to start slowly breathing in through the nose, out through the mouth, because this is a calming breath. Our nervous system has been wired with different breath patterns, and in through the nose, out through the mouth is one for calm. And for example, if you are looking to run a race, you're not going to be doing it in through the nose, out through the mouth. Okay? For different states of being, there are different breath patterns. So once again, the calming breath in through the nose, out through the mouth, the resetting breath. So one of the quickest ways to reset the nervous system is through this breathing pattern. Okay. So as you're lying there or as you're sitting, I want you, if you feel it's safe, to begin to close your eyes. You can do this with your eyes open if you want as well. Okay. We're going to start a body scan from our head to our toes. And what this means is you just bring your awareness to the different areas of your body. So we're going to start at the top of the head and work our way down. Okay. And you're looking for areas of sensation. So areas of tension, areas of pain, any area of sensation, discomfort that you feel. No judgment on them, only for observation. Okay? So as you're breathing, we're going to bring your focus and your awareness and your attention to the top of your head. And just breathe into here. And then we're going to slowly make our way down. So you're going to shift to the forehead, to your eyes, your ears, your nose, your cheeks, your mouth, your jaw, Check in with the jaw. It's really an area that people like to store tension. And just see what's here. Any sensations. Open and close your mouth. How easy, how difficult is it? Are there any tight muscles? We're going to move down into the neck area. You may feel the need to move around. That's already your body releasing. Some people are already stretching and moving in the neck area. And your body, just by bringing awareness to it, is already starting to shift, is already saying, oh, let me get rid of this tension. So focusing on your neck, your throat area, just observing any sensations. Even as I say the word, something might trigger you in your body to change. We're going to make our way down into the shoulders, the chest area. And while we're doing this, if your body feels like moving, like yawning, like releasing energy, you go right ahead. It's a scan, and it's also connecting. You're going to move down into the chest, into the lungs, into your heart, all the way down into your ribs. Follow it down the cavity, into the stomach, all the way down into your belly button. Keep heading slowly down, scanning your hips, your pelvis, your glutes, your low back, any of that area for any sensations that your body wants to tell you. Start to head down into the legs. Good. The front of your thighs, the back of your legs. Just take a moment to see if your body wants to tell you anything. And it speaks to you in sensation. Slowly go down to your knees that support you, the back of your knees, your calves, the front, all the way down to your ankles, your feet that you walk on all day, and then slowly to your toes. And then just take a general scan. We just finished all throughout the body, but just observe, what is your body collectively doing right now? Where is the tension? And of all the areas that you just scanned, I want you to either ask your body, you can use words and say, what part of me would you like to work on today? Or what part of me needs attention today? And your body will speak back to you. Or you can work on any part of your body you choose, wherever there's discomfort, wherever there's pain. Select one part of your body that you want to learn more about today. So of all the different sensations that you felt, pick one that is standing out the most. And what you're going to do is you're going to put your hands on it, one hand on top of the other, okay, over whatever part that you choose. One hand on top of the other. Good. And if you have a bunch of different areas, you can go back and do this exercise on a different part of your body. All right, but pick one and put your hands on it. And we're just going to start to breathe, bring our breath into our hands And essentially, we're breathing into that part of our body. And if you're wondering, like you say, you can't get your hands there because let's say it's on your back, mid back, and you can't reach it with your hands, you're just going to put your hands in the front of your body to access it. Okay. So wherever the part is in your back, just use the front. Okay. So if you can't reach it, that's okay. Use the front. All right. So we're going to start breathing into our hands. Some people are really good with their breath. Some people prefer movement. So if you prefer movement, just gently move. You can move side to side, you can rock, you can go in circles, whatever you're guided to move to, that area of your body. And while your hands are there, keeping your hands there, just move your hands around on that area. Move them left and right, up or down, and just see where the tension is. Is it harder to go left than it is to go right? Is it more difficult to go up or down? How about if you twist? What happens there? We're just playing in this area. What if you push deeper, harder with your hands? What if you lighten up your hands? What happens then? Playing. If you imagine the nervous system to be like a young child, children love to play. They want to have fun. We don't have to make this so serious all the time. Like, what would it be like if this part of my body, if I allowed it to play again? What would that feel like? What would the breath of play feel like in this area? And once you feel like you've really gotten to this spot, I want you to say hello. Yes, you heard that right. Say hello to your body. Say hello to this part. Say hello to where your hands are. When was the last time you said hello to yourself and like acknowledged yourself? You're doing it right now. Say hello to this part of yourself. And tap into the sensation that brought you here. Are there any emotions present in it? Could there be some anger here? Could there be some resentment? Right? This area, for some of you, has been causing you pain for a long time. You might be pissed off at it. Right? Some people have had a chronic condition and they're mad at their body. Why is my body not healing? Why is this happening to me? How come this always happens to me? Why can't I change? Right? These are all feelings under there. What is that? Tap into that. Are there any emotions present here? Is there any emotion underneath that emotion? A lot of the times, if there's anger, it's covering up for a deeper emotion underneath. Okay? So if you're feeling anger, check in to see, is there something else underneath, something that you're protecting yourself from feeling? And the anger is a good mask because it's such a strong emotion. It masks a lot of the other ones. So are there any emotions underneath the emotion? Any sensations even underneath the sensations, under that pain? And the sensation, describe it. What shape is it? What size is it? Does it look like a blob? Is it like a circle or a square? Is there a color to it? Is there a smell? Right? We're using all of our senses in this discovery process. When I touch it, what does that feel like? Is it mushy? Is it hard? Most people have felt tense muscles, right? And so if you touch a part of yourself, is that like, let's say your shoulders, what does that feel like? Is it tense? Is it tight? Or is it soft and mushy? Is there a taste there? I know it sounds weird to be like, wow, is there a part of me that tastes funny? But what I have experienced in the past is parts of people's body, they can hold different experiences, right, from their past. So somebody might put their hands on, you might put your hands on your body and you might get a flashback to your mom's cooking. And there's a taste to that. Good. And I want you to ask this area, is there somebody here? Anybody here? If there is, the majority of the time, it is a younger version of yourself, the inner child that's hurt. If there isn't, and this is your first time doing an exercise like this, that is okay. Just see it as information. Right? And the last thing I want you to say to this area while we're here, you're going to say to this spot, I'm sorry I've ignored you for so long. And if there is a language that you spoke or your parents spoke to you when you were younger, and you can say it in that language, then I want you to say it in that language. I'm sorry I've ignored you for so long. And keep your hands here. Be with the area. Don't say it and try and run away. If you've already moved your hands, that's okay. Go back to it. Often when we feel an area of discomfort, we want to run away from it, but we're going to lean in. And after you say it, stay a little longer to see what comes up. Is there anything else that appears after you've apologized? It could be emotions. If you feel tears or sadness, let them come. Whatever you're feeling is okay. If you're feeling nothing, it is also okay. But stay here just a little longer. Stay in the discomfort. It's probably changed. Observe anything that comes up. And once you're done, you're going to bring your hands slowly to your side. Whew. Couple more deep breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. And blow out any of that discomfort that you no longer need. Whatever no longer serves you, just blow it out. All right. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes, come back to now, and I want you to tell me either in the chat or you can tell me online. You can take yourself off mute. So you can either tell me in the chat or take yourself off mute and let me know, what was your experience? What did you learn there? when you went through the exercise, what did you learn? What was there? All right. And sometimes it takes a couple minutes for it to pop up on my screen. So that was the C part. That was the connection part of the 4-part method, right? And it is connecting with a part of ourselves that we may have ignored, tried to push away, and so that we blocked the very thing we wanted to receive. We blocked the healing by blocking part of our body. Because there's wisdom in every single part of our body. When we push it away, we're blocking the receiving of it. When there is the tension moved in another part of your body, awesome, wonderful. And it doesn't have to be just physical. Remember, it could be the finances, right? I used to, every time it came time to do my taxes, want to put my head into the sand and not know anything about my taxes. But they always had to get done. And I've done them every year and I've never been late. So it does get done. But the amount of turmoil and stress I used to put on my body in order to do them was definitely not worth it. And once I just started doing them on a regular basis and keeping up to date, it changed everything. Your right shoulder, sadness, responsibility, cried, heaviness in the heart, felt you abandoned yourself as a young person, emotional responsibility. I felt the need to apologize. Awesome. Wow, that was a lot there for you. So, Ivana, you can keep doing this exercise, even in the same area, because every time you go back, you will be at a different frequency in your nervous system there, right? So this gave you a certain amount of information. And when you go back, you'll get even more of it. All right, so our next session is on Wednesday. We're going to go through the A, R, and E portion of the 4-step method. And just a reminder that there are 3 ways to work with me. One-on-one, in person at the office. Yay! So I do have an office in Ottawa, Ontario, and if you need help with your nervous system, I am here. You can work with me online through the Daily Dose of Healing. That is we call it, it's a group, it's a community that I've created, and I do daily trainings in there. So the trainings aren't very long. They're bite-sized trainings, usually under 10 minutes. And you get a training every single day, and every month is a theme. So the theme of this month is actually nervous system rewiring. So I'm going to do 30 days of training on the nervous system in there. You guys get me for 3 days, but we really do a deeper dive in the Daily Dose of Healing. And this is done online, so you get it on Telegram. Telegram is a messaging app. And so you can listen to it from your back pocket, right? So you tap in, and if you decide to join us in the Daily Dose of Healing, you get all the other trainings. I think there's 130 something days we're on right now. I think 136. Anyways, so I will drop that into the link into the notes when I send you the replay. I'm also putting it right now in the chat if anybody wants to know more about it. And then the third way to work with me is if you are a business owner and you want to have a healing business, you have one started or you would like to start one this year, I'm also doing the embodied business coaching. And that's only for people who are business owners and who want to start some kind of healing or aligned business. All right. So those are the 3 ways that you can get a hold of me this year. And I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday for our next session. All right. Bye.